For my STEM erosion bottle activity, I began by finding the academic connection to third grade standards. I was able to find both the next generation science standard and found a PD SAS standard just because that's what I'm used to using at school, and wanted to find something to connect with this activity in case it was something I chose to do in the future. For the engineering design process, I began with asking, how does soil and land cover affect the runoff of water, which causes erosion when it rains? I was actually really intrigued by the runoff simulator and just looking more into this topic with some videos from YouTube, and linked those there so that I could find them in the future. And just had some great findings in general, understanding the difference between infiltration and runoff, what can impact these, and then just understanding that the more runoff there is, the more likely we're going to have more erosion occurring. So I decided to then work on creating my models using that imagine step, and planned out the process with a sketch, understanding what materials I was going to need, collecting those up, and then started by creating my bottles, by cutting the holes, filling with the materials that were given to us in the activity, and then attached the Dixie cups with the string, and was able to begin monitoring the runoff and determining the level of erosion that was occurring within these different types of land coverings. So you can clearly see here the differences between my soil, mulch, and grass with roots results. The cups definitely look different in the amount of land covering that came along with the water as the erosion was occurring. And you can see here very clearly, when I was testing with the soil, very cloudy, very dark. The mulch was kind of in between. And then finally, my grass with roots definitely came out much clearer than the other two. So my results were really as expected. I expected the soil to have the most amount of land covering kind of eroding with the runoff, and was hoping that the grass chunk that I was able to use was going to come out the clearest as well. So to improve this activity, I would definitely grow my own grass if I had, 2 or 3 weeks to be able to do that, and really ensure that the roots had taken well into the bottle itself. Just didn't feel like I had time for that. So that could have turned out a little bit better. I definitely would change the size of the bottles as well, and make those bigger using like 2-liter bottles of soda or something. And also, I think I would extend this and go one step farther by really modeling slope of land and how that can be impacted, or how that can impact erosion and runoff, and also the rate of rainfall. So trying to change up the amount of water that's coming out and how quickly it's coming out. I think that could be interesting as well. There are clearly many different connections to the STEM practices. I found the most here in the science and engineering, by developing the models, kind of designing some solutions, collecting the information and the results. Obviously, technology by looking a little bit more into this topic before beginning, and some mathematics as well. So I overall thought that this was a great STEM activity, definitely something I would do with my students, and it was something I enjoyed, and actually, found myself wanting to look more into this concept in general.